Hi folks, Yehuda here, and as promised, here's my video regarding what I learned about the Enlightenment. I learned that the early stages pretty much set in motion what was going to follow. Now that might sound like common sense, that the small changes follow the big ones. However, whilst movements like the Reformation and Humanism got rid of a lot of the theological prejudice against Jews that was whipped up, the Enlightenment was a major driving force in getting rid of that. So toleration existed to a degree because people needed to get along regardless, but the Enlightenment really helped it along. Then in the later part of the Enlightenment, we saw the Jewish emancipation movement with Moses Mendelssohn, and Jews were able to assimilate as they had done in other cultures. So it almost appears like a chain of three major social changes. I then saw how the Hamburg Temple opened in 1818 and Reformed Judaism arose, which is probably the last part of this major chain. So you had the early Enlightenment, where there was major social and religious change happening within Europe. You then had the second part of that, which was the Enlightenment itself and the drive for Jewish emancipation. And then later on, you had the reformation of the faith itself as Jews assimilated, and the creation of Reformed Judaism, which is the movement that I'm converting to. And it all started, as I said, with the Hamburg Temple, which opened in 1818. And I'm just going to show you a drawing which I found on Wikipedia. It looks absolutely beautiful. As you can see, the building itself was very bold. If you look at how it's decorated, it's very kind of out there. There's no hiding away from its identity. It's bold and it's confident, and it pretty much sums up the feeling at that time that must have been there amongst European Jews during the later stages of the European Enlightenment. However, in spite of those major changes in both living conditions and faith, because Jews were now granted full civil rights thanks to the emancipation movement and the reformation of their faith, the prejudice that they faced went from anti-Judaism, which was the persecution of them as a faith, to anti-Semitism, which was the persecution of them as a people. Meaning that even if they assimilated into European society, there were still targets, as can be seen by the Dreyfus Affair and how assimilated Alfred Dreyfus was within French society at large, as well as the army career that he had. But overall, I believe that the good outweighed the bad, and people like Mendelssohn and other reformers were right, even though there was one slight negative. By and large, I have to say, from my reading of the Enlightenment experience, it left a very positive mark on both European society and Jewish society. Alright, until next time, peace.